Welcome back to another edition of Health Hack. I am Melissa Deely, and I'm rounding out the week talking about hormones by talking about the thyroid today. And 1 in 8 women will develop a thyroid issue in her lifetime, which is an astoundingly high number. And the reason for that is what I mentioned in the last episode, the fact that we have a state called estrogen dominance, where we have too much estrogen in our body relative to the amount of progesterone. And that's because of the high stress world that we live in. And the body is making cortisol at the expense of making progesterone. And then that triggers an imbalance between estrogen and progesterone called an estrogen dominant state. And that state then causes the thyroid to slow, and that can cause weight gain as the metabolism slows, and it can start to lead to disease with our thyroid, none of which we want. And one of the things that I love about the lab tests that I run is that it gives us really early warning signs of this, because it's not just looking at TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone marker, which is what your mainstream medical doctor will look at. But it also goes deeper than that and looks at free T3 and free T4. And what happens is the pituitary gland is telling the body to be making thyroid stimulating hormone. And then that converts to free T4, which converts to free T3, which is the usable thyroid hormone in the body. What happens though is under stress, the conversion from free T4 to free T3 gets blocked by the cortisol in the body. So not only do we have the state of estrogen dominance, but the body is also blocking that conversion to free T3, which is our usable thyroid hormone in the body. And so then we're not getting enough of it. So that triggers the brain to produce more thyroid stimulating hormone, more TSH, and the body's trying to work harder to do this, but it's not being converted properly. And when we see this pathway, we can understand what's going on, and then we can support the thyroid in a number of ways, including working with you to lower your stress levels, but also naturally with things like iodine and selenium that are really good minerals for supporting the thyroid, as well as teaching you a diet that will support good thyroid health, as well as looking at heavy metals, because there's a number of heavy metals that will also get in the way and block thyroid production, including fluoride, chlorine, and bromine, which are all in the same elemental group on the periodic table as iodine, which, as I mentioned earlier, is very good for the thyroid, but those fluoride, chlorine, and bromine will block that. Cadmium, mercury, aluminum, arsenic also will block the thyroid's ability to function properly. And so understanding what your heavy metal toxicity levels are like is really important information too. This is a lab that I run for myself. Often I run it for my clients all the time. I've actually just completed yesterday my heavy metal detox, because over the course of the last 3 years, I saw my aluminum levels going up. And if you're a regular listener, you know that I do my 21-day detox, my 7-day detoxes. I do a weekly fast. I do as much as I can to keep these toxins out of my body, and yet they're still getting in. I don't know where the aluminum's coming from. And so as a result, I decided it's time for me to do a heavy metal detox, which I've just finished as well. And in doing that, I know that I'm getting the aluminum out of my body, supporting my thyroid, supporting my brain, because it's a neurotoxin, and so important for us to be looking after our body in this way and helping get these toxins out. So I just wanted to share this with you in regards to the thyroid. There's so much that we can do on the holistic side of health. Don't become a statistic, a 1 in 8 that struggles with thyroid issues. Address it now. Understand your scores, your TSH, your free T3, your free T4, so you can get those early warning signs of what's going on. Is something happening? What are my estrogen and progesterone levels? Am I out of balance? And can I rebalance all of this so that I have everything operating at a really great level? So if you want to know more, just email me, melissa@yourguidedhealthjourney.com. I'm very happy to share with you the process that I will take you through in order to help you rebalance your hormones and optimize your health.